Hi, I should be live. Welcome, welcome, if you're tuning in. And I might start off the first live stream of 2025 with a tech glitch. Give me a moment while I get it sorted, and hopefully it will be sorted. Connect. Open Sesame. Come on, my beloved Ethernet cable. Let's make it happen. I don't know if I'm live, and I don't know if I am even audible right now, and if the connection is okay. Doesn't look like it's okay. Okay. This now tells me I should be okay. A whole minute after I went live. Okay. Here we are. It should be hopefully working. It's like I'm out of practice. You wouldn't, yeah. Like it doesn't make any sense. You would think I know this by now. It's been 5 years of doing this. 5 years. Yeah. All right. Welcome, welcome. If you're watching me and if you're tuning in, and if you were waiting, because I was a couple of minutes late, thank you for being here. Welcome back to Super Chat Fridays. When I say welcome back, I couldn't quite do this last week, although I wanted to. So I just did a post on LinkedIn and YouTube instead. Welcome back to Super Chat Fridays. This is the first Super Chat Fridays of 2025. So happy New Year. It's 3rd of January 2025. And if you've been following along on this journey, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here. And I hope that 2025 is everything you need it to be. And I heard this recently, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I love this. Someone wrote this to me, and one of my favorite professors actually wrote this to me, and I was like, that's a really nice thing to hear. So I'm going to tell you what that was. I wish you an amazing 2025, full of meaningful struggle and unexpected joys. I love that. Meaningful struggle, not struggle for the sake of it when you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, but struggle where you come out even more strong and more resilient on the other side. I love that, right? So wish you the very, very best for 2025. And if this is your first time and you've never caught one of these live streams before and you're like, hey, I just bumped, I just stumbled upon this one. So what exactly is going on? So firstly, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. A quick introduction. My name is Sonal Behel. I used to be in human resources for the better part of 2 decades. And I worked in India, South America, in Europe, in different industries. And for the last many years, what I do now is I'm a career coach and a career strategist, and I help those who are transitioning. Maybe they're struggling, maybe the transition is by choice, maybe it's not your choice. And I help you to find something better that gets you excited about Monday morning and that not only pays the bills, but ignites your soul, let's say. Yeah. If that's what you're about, just consider subscribing, following along. I help people through courses, coaching, and content. Check out everything on my website. All the details are there, including the podcast and the YouTube channel. And these live streams, actually, I started out on 17th of January, 2020. And I didn't think when I started these that I would be doing this 5 years later. And here we are, right? And this is my way of helping out that one person. This is not about getting popular and earning a lot of money. Although those things are nice, let's face it, it's nice when that happens, but this isn't done with that purpose. It's done with the purpose of helping one person who's watching today, listening today, and helping with whatever it is you need help with, right? And just make you feel a little bit better, and have a bit of an idea of a plan ahead. So there's strategy, there's tactics, we follow all of that good stuff. So if there's anything that's on your mind, this is a very safe space. I've been doing this, like I said, for a while. And it's not like I'm the guru who knows everything. I don't think anybody does. This is more about shedding light, shedding perspectives. And I like to get practical, tactical. And obviously I'd say, hey, this is, if I were in this position, this is how I would view it, etc. So if you have something like that on your mind, consider just posting here. Like I said, it's a safe space. If LinkedIn is not your jam, you don't feel quite comfortable because you think maybe somebody else is going to see those comments that you are posting on this. I completely get that. I highly recommend checking it on YouTube right now. Go and check my YouTube channel. Just write my name, Sonal Bell, and it'll come up and I'll be appearing live there. So feel free to share over there. I get questions every day in my DMs, and I tell them, hey, listen, lovely question. I'd love to help. This is where you come in. Come into the live. It's worth it. It's free. It'll always be free, right? It's not always possible to respond to lots of questions because it's just, yeah, there can get a little bit repetitive in nature, but we don't think like that, right? We think what's happening to me is different. What's happening to me is I'm special. Like you are special, but not that special. What that means is others can learn from your experience, which is why I like to do this in this format, right? So yeah, I see comments coming in. Thank you for tuning in. Lovely. Appreciate you being here. Happy New Year in Chicago, Rana Joy. Ki khobor? Professional. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Which streaming platform are you using? I use StreamYard, GS. Thank you for asking. Hi, Safi. You have a question? Uh, you got some help during job hunting. I'm so happy. You're very welcome and a happy new year. Help me in one question. My current company gave me organic growth. It's a great company. Hmm. But if I will get growth fast, what do you suggest? HR, like the one who are switching in 2 years. But if I switch, will I get growth fast? Not necessary. I'm not 100% sure I follow the question. Okay, but I think what you're asking is, uh, will I get growth fast? What do you suggest? I mean, it depends, right? If you're growing, if you're moving frequently, and people, you'll see a lot of debate on topics like this, right? And a lot of debate comes from people who are talking about how things should be. So people say it's perfectly normal to be a job hopper. You need to do what you need to do. You need to earn money. Okay, I get that. But if you're switching every 7, 8 months, or every 1 year, or every 2 years in a new place, okay, there has to be a damn good reason why you're doing that. And if it's purely for growth and money every single time, why HR? I mean, wouldn't the hiring manager also wonder what's going on here? I mean, let's face it, right? And I do these Superchat Fridays because I tell it like it is. You know, it's not sometimes what we like to hear, but sometimes what we need to hear. A little bit of tough love. And please put yourself in those shoes. If you had started a company, right? Let's say you start a company from scratch and you see someone's profile and they're jumping. Listen, it's very different if you are self-employed, you're a consultant, you have a project, and you've been hired on an ad interim basis. I get that, but not when you're in a permanent employment, right? And the exception, of course, is if you were laid off. And there I would mention it pretty clearly on the resume that, hey, position made redundant, or, something to that effect. But I would be careful that I don't switch for the sake of switching, right? That you switch and you have a damn good reason for switching. I would focus on that. Okay. I think I did a whole live stream on this topic, reasons for leaving. I don't remember. I want to see that. A couple of weeks ago, I think I did it. If it comes to mind, I'll make sure I post it below. All right. What else is happening? Hi, Mr. Zenedin. Your contact information, please. You can see my website. You can, there's a contact form. You're most welcome to fill it up. I'd be happy to hear from you. But like I said, if it's a question you have, like specific advice you need, literally this is the place to join. Okay, I'm not going to be able to reply to individual emails, but do join. Like you are literally joining right now. Hi Texas. Hi Kevin. Good morning. Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to, I think, Ohio. Thriving. Training helps receive inspiration, value everyone. Oh, okay. This is the king of acronyms. If you don't follow um, Jeff Young, you should do that. Hi, Jeff. Thank you for being here. All right. Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining. I live in Belgium. I'm from India. I live in Belgium. And I'm happy for you to join. Check my newsletter, the podcast. the YouTube channel. It's all available. Check that out. Literally all available on my website. You can take a look, superchargeyourself.com. There was a question in there that I missed. Hi, Michelle. I think it was Michelle who asked. Hi, Happy New Year. So, Michelle is asking. I haven't seen your name before, Michelle. I'm guessing it's the first time you're tuning in. Happy you're here. Welcome to the Supercharge community. Where are you writing from? Please add that. I like knowing these things. I keep getting interviews, but I can't make it to the office stage. Okay, very good question. So if you're getting interviews again and again, that's good news. Okay, that means that your written marketing material is strong. That game is strong, which means your LinkedIn, your resume, whatever it is that people are seeing for the first time and they haven't met you, that is magnetic and they want to meet you. They want to know more about you. Now, what is happening after they meet you, right? I don't quite know, but you need to figure this out and you need to do it very, very quickly. There could be multiple things going on. So the first could be that um, there are factors outside your control, and honestly I wouldn't spend time doing something about that. So for example, something changed internally, the position no longer is relevant, they changed their mind, they decided to go on a hiring freeze, or they found someone who was literally like exactly copy paste of that job description, so that person was a perfect fit, or the position went to someone internally. Okay, a lot of that stuff is highly possible and it happened. And if it has happened, I wouldn't spend 2 seconds thinking about that because that's outside your realm of control, so to speak. Okay, however, I like to focus on things that are in my control, and sometimes that involves talking about, thinking about, and analyzing stuff which is not the most pleasant to do. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that this is 100% applicable to you. I don't know, right? You're not working with me. So I haven't done a mock interview with you. I don't know that. By the way, in my group program, we do mock interviews. When I say we, I mean you and me alone. So that helps me to diagnose right away and figure out what's going on. And I'll share a little bit more if you want to know more about that later. Now, here, what could be happening is if it is the latter, right? If it is something to do with in the off, not resulting in the offer stage, and it's not those factors that are outside your control, but something in your control, there could be something going on. One of two things. One is the content, which is what you're saying to them, or the delivery, which is how you are saying those things to them. One of the two or both are not quite landing. The message, the authority with which you're speaking, the messaging, the there's another word, the messaging, the it's gonna come to me. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing this after a couple of weeks. I'm a little bit rusty here. So there's something which is not able to convince them. Okay, and they're not able to see that. It's not it's not translating. The message is not, that's the word I was looking for. Something isn't translating for them, and you need to figure out what that is pretty quickly. Okay, because if the position continues to stay open and if they hired someone else from outside, why the heck should you not get that? There is no reason, according to me. If you're good at what you do, you believe in everything, then why should you not be getting that, right? So the sooner you figure that out, the better, because you likely have, we all do, okay, likely have blind spots going on here, and those blind spots are deadly. Okay, they can be deadly, and I don't say this lightly. Blind spots, when the word blind spot comes from driving, right? We don't know what's coming. The sooner you know that, the better. So you save, protect yourself. So if there is something that you're saying again and again in an interview, you don't know that it's not, firstly, not only is it not converting, the messaging is not correct, it's also maybe sabotaging you. And before you know it, you're like, the door is shut. You're like, hey, but what the heck? I was doing my best stuff here. And what the hell happened? So that is something that you need to get checked out. pretty quickly. And it's very, and I'm not saying this because I'm a career coach and an interview coach. It sounds very self-serving, but believe me, it doesn't matter. Do this with AI, you'll get some feedback. Doesn't matter. Do it for free with a friend. It's very hard to do this yourself. We do not have that level of objectivity. We don't know what we don't know, right? They say blind spots for a reason. So I would get that checked out. And I don't see any reason, if you're good at what you do and you're smart and you're capable, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't get offers. Offers with a capital, with an S. All right. So I hope this is a little bit helpful, and good luck. And if you'd like a little bit more help on this, feel free to schedule some time and we could talk about this in more detail. Go to my website, superchargeyourself.com/game plan. It's a 45-minute call where I need to know more about what's going on with you. And towards the end of the call, we decide, hey, I think I can help, or I'm not the right person. Whatever it is, I'll make sure you know about it and how we can, take this further. So check that out. There should be a link to schedule a call, and there'll be a few questions that I would need to know beforehand. So I go prepared. I go prepared for these calls. All right. Good luck. I wish you the best, Michelle. Okay. Ohio, USA. Yes. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for being here, Jeff. Appreciate you being here. Okay. That was a longish answer, but I think it needed to be shared. Oh, Michelle, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay. So I'm going to move on to make sure that every person who's here, I'm so happy you're here. I want to make sure that I honor your time here. And I will get a little bit faster with my response. Happy New Year. Oh, awesome. Thank you for being here, Murli. I thought this was a question. Hey, Rana Joy. What's up? I try to stay in the company for at least 5 years and prefer to get one promotion. Adds to the credibility. I hear that. I don't want to be that person that says this is the only way to do things. But listen, all things remaining equal. If it's a good company, good people, you're not, dying on the inside. It's not like you're completely stagnant and you're not growing. Then I don't see a reason why, why not? Because the world will tell us a lot. Hey, move every 2 years. I get that. In certain industries, it's the norm, like in software and in tech. But even there, right? Every year, somebody or the other will want to know more. And I don't want that to be a reason that one doesn't get a call for an interview, especially when people are forming their own narratives about your background, right? All right, Safi, let me get back to you because I see that you've asked a question before. Let me get back to you. This is your second question. I just want to make sure that I address others as well. Is there something you were sharing as well? I got an offer in a restaurant. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Hi, Sohail. Yes, I returned last night. Thank you. Everything is good. From your perspective, especially when engaging with executives or C-suite professionals, what makes a LinkedIn outreach message truly stand out? When I customize my messages and provide structured details, responses often feel like a hit or a miss. Can you share strategies or examples? Yeah. There are two different things here. One is a LinkedIn outreach message, and the second is an email. Okay. I will kind of, just for simplicity right now, talk about an outreach message. So Hale, can you tell me a little bit more about like what do you hope to get out of this message when you send it to someone? Is it are you selling something? Are you working with a company that has sales as its primary, like you're doing this from a sales perspective, and it's okay to say that? Or are you looking for a job for yourself or a project for yourself? Do you know what I mean? It matters. My response to some extent will vary according to what you let me know. So yeah, come back to me in a minute or so, and I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Hi Aditya. Thank you for being here. Also from Texas. Nice. Second person who's tuning in from Texas. Where in Texas are you? Kevin is, I think, in Dallas, Fort Worth. I've been job searching for the last 2 years and it's overwhelming. Wasting a lot of time on job applications, LinkedIn active, using AI, ghosted by recruiters and many companies. Uh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Aditya. That it blows. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. It really, really sucks. I have a lot of content on my YouTube channel. I have a whole playlist called "How to Get a Job Fast." Lots of ideas in there. Some of these videos are a little bit older, but I still think they're battle tested, time tested. Having said that, 2 years, particularly if you haven't got active income coming in, is very difficult, right? And the sooner you understand, the sooner you do something different, the better it will be for you. And one of the best ways to do that is something that I was sharing with Michelle a little bit earlier, is taking a long, hard look at yourself and figuring out what exactly is going on and doing a proper diagnostic. And if you can afford it, work with someone because they will do this very quickly with you. They do not believe in wasting time, particularly job search coaches like myself. But let's say you can't, okay? I'll talk about if you can, and I think I mentioned it earlier. Schedule some time with me, and we can work on this together. But let's say, hey, Sonal, that sounds great, but I don't have the means for that right now. Totally appreciate that. Okay, I totally appreciate that. Then you need to figure out and do a diagnostic and figure out what is going on in these last 2 years. Okay, Aditya, we need some data, hard data. How many applications have gone out? How many interviews have you had? And have you had any offers? Okay, so you're going to be like, hey, but Sonal, I've done hundreds. No, no, let's talk about numbers here. Okay, so you need to figure that out. How many interviews? So let's say you've done, I don't know, 500 applications and you've got like 5 interviews with 5 companies. That's like 1%, right? Which tends to be, is it 1%? Yeah, that's low. But the more targeted your search, the less number of applications you'll have and the more interviews you'll have. I would focus on the latter. I would focus on a more targeted approach, which means that this company is close to what you've done. It's either close to or adjacent or exactly in the same industry. And there is someone who can make an introduction there. That'll go very fast for you comparatively, right? So I would focus on the needle movers. Okay. I don't want to focus on everything. It's very overwhelming. And the emotional toll, I know this, I've been out of work for a long time. And I'm not speaking like secondhand. A lot of people will give advice. A lot of coaches will give advice, but they have no idea what you're going through. I know what you're going through. Okay. And living in a place like Europe is so expensive with the taxation here to not earn for a while. It really, really ate up um, into our savings and our quality of life. I know exactly what that feels like. Okay. So what I would focus on, because like I said, the emotional toll and everything, I would focus on quickly going and pinpointing the needle movers. What are some things that can move the needle? Okay. So everybody says networking and reach out and say this and say that. I'm like, do your research. I don't even know what that means. Okay. I would focus on 5, 10, 15 companies and go all in and find more about them and find who who can make introductions there and see this is a place I would do really well. And along with that, do a targeted set of applications as well. Okay. Not numbers for the sake of it. There's a lot more that goes into this. If you want to get some help, okay, particularly if you think that this might be the time to work with someone and you can get results faster, think about scheduling a game plan call with me. Okay, we would do this. And in the call, I would tell you, hey, I think I can help, or I'm not sure I can help. So, I won't waste each other's time. I'm not one of those people that believes in selling to people who are not a good fit. It's not about selling, it's about serving. And I want to be able to see that with you. All right. So good luck with that. I wish you the best. Exploring better opportunities. Okay, Mom. Okay, Sohail, I get that. So I would, short answer, okay? Because I'm looking at the time. I would refrain from long messages when you don't know the person. Okay. It's scary for someone if they don't know you and it's like a giant message. Okay. So the more targeted your message, the better. However, before you do this, why wouldn't you want to follow people first before you send them a message? I feel like it skips a step. Okay. So follow them on LinkedIn. Particularly people that are sharing good, valuable content. That is the easiest, most low hanging fruit, free way to attract their attention. Leave valuable comments that people are like, wow, this person really like, and I talk about this inside my program. There are three types of comments that are valuable. Um, so that when you actually reach out, they're like, oh, Mohammed Sahel, I recognize this name. Okay, you've been doing this for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're like, oh, yeah, I recognize this guy. So I would approach it that way. And secondly, I wouldn't ask for something upfront. It just feels too premature because you wouldn't do this in an in-person event. When you meet someone, say, hey, hi. So, hey, hi, this is Sean. Hey, Sean, nice to meet you. So where do you work? Sean's like, I'm at Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft, great. I want a job. Are you hiring? Can you hire me right now? Listen, there's a way to do things, right? So you wouldn't necessarily go in for the kill. And at the same time, hello, I'm being realistic. When you need something, you can always go for it and say, hey, I'm actively looking. Do you know someone I could speak with? I'd love to get some advice. Or, hey, would you be available next week? I'd love to get some advice. Always ask for help. Always ask for advice. Never ask for a job. Not the first thing, because people don't know you well enough. Okay. And lastly, I have a formula, Wicmaat, Wicmaat. So when you write a LinkedIn message, follow the formula. And this is a nonsensical word that makes no sense. And I have that in one of my YouTube videos, Wicmaat, Wicmaat. What does it stand for? What's in common? Make it authentic and about them. Wicmaat. What's in common? Make it authentic and about them. Hi, John. I've been following you for the last couple of months on LinkedIn. I see that we have Amy in common. I love her work. And I also see that your book comes out next month. Would be a delight to connect. Fresh, authentic. It's not something you can copy paste. They feel like you wrote this specially for them. Everybody likes a compliments only work when they're genuine. Flattery very rarely gets you anywhere. Fake, fakeness never gets you anywhere. So I hope this helps. All right. I get that in your domain. Yeah, but it feels like, you just want to time it. Timing matters. Hey, can you be my mentor? It doesn't work that way. And I do a lot of this outreach stuff inside my program, where we speak with every single member in my community and in the paid program. And we have a personalized networking and outreach plan for your top 5, top 10 contacts, so that the chances of hearing back a good quality response are higher. Right. So just wanted to mention that. All right. So good luck. Hey, Bharat. Happy New Year. Besides your podcast, when do you plan to bring in guests to discuss career and employability topics? Good question, Bharat. So inside my group program, I'm actually bringing guests. Yeah, I'm actually paying them to come on, especially the ones who are like self-employed. My priority is to my group program. So there, I'm bringing in headhunters. I'm bringing in like LinkedIn elite experts, and recruiters. But other than that, I think one topic that I have that I think you shared earlier about like burnout and stuff like that, I think that'll be the one that I'll bring next. I don't know quite when. Thanks for asking. But the podcast has some amazing guests as well. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Keto. Hi, help me with my doubt. Okay. What is the doubt? Because I seem to have missed it. I'm sorry. Okay. I missed this question. I've been interviewed in an organization. The HR gave me a verbal confirmation, but I did not get any offer. How often should I follow up? Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry that happened. That's frustrating. I would follow up once a week for 3 weeks. Once a week for 3 weeks and leave it. And in these 3 weeks that I would follow up, like quick messages, phone call, email, whatever it is. If email no response, try LinkedIn or response, try Twitter, phone, whatever it is. And if you don't hear back, just assume it's a no and move on. And I wouldn't wait for 3 weeks to hear back from them. I would already start working up my leads and other people so I don't waste more time. It sounds like they might be ghosting you. So I wouldn't want you to waste any more time than what you have um, already. All right. Hi, Somesh. In salary negotiation, if the initial quote was said low and we want to say our correct expectations in the HR round, I'm not quite sure what the question is. What's the question? Hi, Rich. Happy New Year. Okay, awesome. Happy New Year. I hope you're well and I hope you had a good end of year. Okay, that's the question. Should we always ask for a slightly higher CTC so we can get more room for negotiation? I would. My my practice is minimum acceptable number. So my minimum acceptable number plus 10%. And minimum shouldn't be minimum like just making it happen, just putting food on the table, just paying rent. No company can survive like this, right? There needs to be a margin. There needs to be healthy margin for profit. So you can put it into your savings. You can put it into your pension plan. You can take your family on holiday. You can invest in something. So I would make it comfortable. Okay, for sure, because you want to keep a little bit of room for negotiation. And I'm gonna answer one last question because I see that he asked. Hi, Safi. In my current package, I hardly able to support my family as I am living in a joint family, which means, for those who don't know, a joint family is very common in South Asia, where you live with your parents and your children all under one roof. Okay. Should I request the company to increase? What would be the best way? Yeah, I would ask. I wouldn't say I'm living in a joint family and I can't, because they'll say that's not our problem. But I would focus instead on saying that this is where I am today, but my contributions are here, and this is what I see is paid in the market. So I'd love for a correction to happen. It's not a raise. I mean, focus on if you think you're paid low, if you think, because you need to go with data. If you think you're paid lower than the market, I would find out what it is, find that data, print it on a spreadsheet and go with that. Say, what is the process? I'd like to have this corrected. Or if you think it's a raise, then say, what is the process? I'd like to know more about it. Be upfront about it. It's okay. Because that's not the way to live. We can do it for a little while in our 20s. But when we're supporting others and you're the sole breadwinner in the family, that pressure is enormous. I understand. All right. So, yeah, I wish you the best. Good. Amazing. Well done, Safi. I'm so proud of you. If you've done it before, you can do it again. If you were a receiver in a restaurant, you got a job in a multinational company, that's amazing. If you've done it before, Safi, you can do it again. All right. I wish you the best. Okay. You're very welcome, Aditya. Good luck with everything. So, hope this has been helpful. Yes, I hope this has been helpful. And I think if there are no other questions, is that correct English? If there are no other questions, if there is no other question, I think that is. Maybe. I don't know. I got one more. Hey, is it good to change careers to a totally new domain after 15 years? Why is it not good? Answer that for me. Why not? If you're bored, it's a very good reason. If you're stuck, it's a very good reason. Are you prepared to have a growth mindset and become a student again and learn everything from scratch? Then it's a very good reason. If you don't like change and you're a creature of comfort, then don't do it. But if you don't do it now, when will you do it? Right? So Yes, with that said, listen, I wish, thank you for being here live with me. I wish you the very, very best for 2025. This is the first live stream, like I said, of 2025. I've been doing these since January 2020. Seen all kinds of questions, all kinds of brought in amazing guests from all over the world, and I will continue to support you. Um, a couple of things I will say before I go. Number one is everyone talks about, this is the time of year everyone's like New Year resolutions and the gyms. I think the gyms are never more crowded than on like the first week of January, right? First, second week, and then it sort of tapers down after the 21st, something like that. Um, I'm nobody to give anybody any lectures on what they should be doing with New Year's because I'm one of those people that's fallen off the wagon more times than I care to count. What I will say is instead of resolutions, I'm like, okay, one bad habit. Can I eliminate that? Whatever that is. In my case, it's kind of private. I don't want to talk about it here. But I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do that one anymore. So, an example, so I feel a little bit more safe sharing this. A friend's example, she used to say, when I get the laundry out of the machine, and I have to fold it and put it away. She said it would sit there for days. She's like, I'm just going to do it within the 5 minutes that it's out because otherwise I know myself it's never going to happen. And I was like, yeah, that's relatable, right? Something that you do. One more friend, he said he has a habit of going to the loo with his phone. And he's like, I'm not going to do that anymore because something that would take me 5 minutes takes me 45 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, that's relatable as well. We all have done this. Okay. I'm not proud of it. So take one thing and see if you can eliminate that. That's one I wanted to share. The second is if you've been doing good stuff, continue to do it. If you're working well, if you're working hard, if you're good with your family, you're a good provider, you're a good wife, you're a good husband, whatever it is, you're a good dad, continue to do that. Okay. Nobody should tell you how to live your life. However, just watch out, okay? Because there's so much content on social media. It's overwhelming. And people who've never worked in a company for more than a year or 2 years, nothing prevents them from calling themselves a career coach. Nothing prevents them from telling you how to talk to a CEO of a company and how to approach people. Okay? I don't care. I will die on this hill. I don't care how smart they are. I don't care how smart that person is who's watching me right now. If you're 25, you've not lived long enough to coach people who are going through a very different set of problems, right? So be careful where you take advice from. Like I wouldn't take marriage advice from someone who's never been in any long-term relationship, ideally married. I wouldn't take parenting advice from someone who's never had their own children, adopted or whatever it is, who's never had to take care of a child, right? Similarly, be careful where you take advice because there is no shortage of advice. Advice is free. Living through something and executing on implementing something, that's hard. So just be careful where you get that from because it's very easy to when we are overwhelmed and when we are vulnerable, it's very easy to sort of fall for whatever is in front of us. And it's sad for me to say that when I see that, where people are saying they got scammed. I mean, don't be that person. You're an adult. You're likely an adult if you're watching me right now. My content doesn't tend to attract kids. So take care of how you show up and your mental health. It's gonna serve you well. All right. Hi Rajiv, thank you for being here. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay, with that, I am done with my TED Talk. Thank you for being with me live today here on this beautiful afternoon in Brussels on the 3rd of January, 2025. Oh my goodness, 17th of January, 2025. 2020 is when I started. So yeah, in exactly 2 weeks, it's going to be, good Lord, in exactly 2 weeks, it's going to be 5 years. So I shall catch you at the same time on Supercharged Fridays and wish you a lovely Friday and weekend and month and year. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.